been anywhere where these people are playing a game on a checkered board that really wasn't even checkers? It was really weird. Well, just to tell you, it probably wasn't checkers. It's probably a game known as chess. And you might be wondering, well, chess, is it like a game that takes more skill? Yes, it takes a lot of skill and tactics to get. And I love it because of that. And you might be wondering, Josh, why do you need to know chess? It's not even a particular skill that's even necessary. Like, what are you ever going to use chess for? Going to play it? I got my phone. I can just play funner games than that than just a game on a checkered board. That may be true, but think, the power goes out. You have no power at all on your phone, anywhere. And all you got is a chessboard, and you got to play it. Or you can just sit there and stare at the ceiling. I'd probably play chess because it's far more fun. Or let's say somebody kidnaps you, a serial killer, and you got to find a way to get on. He says the only way that he'll let you out is if you win the game of chess. So you got to win the game of chess, and then you can be free. So chess can even save your life. So I learned chess from my 3 years I was stuck in 3rd grade. I was just wondering why these people are playing this game on a checkers board that wasn't really checkers. So I just self-taught myself while I was there for 3 years. And now that I talked about chess probably far more than you already care about, I'll tell you a few things about chess, like how to set up the board, what pieces they do, and what preparations you need to make to play the game of chess right. And if you have some time, some tactics and tricks at chess to make sure that you get out of that pesky checkmate. The board doesn't set itself up, so let's get crafting on it. So the pawns, these little guys, I'll tell you more what they do. You set right in the front here. Let me just get them all set up. And the game, and the rule of the game, is to keep out of the pesky checkmate, which means your king cannot move and it's kind of stuck. Oh, very known tactic. The king goes on the separate color. So this one is the white king, so it'll go on these ones right here. Can you see it? All right, good. And the queen goes on the same color, so it'll go on that one right there. Bishops, what's their name is, always goes right next to the kings and the queens, and they sit right to the side. The knights will go right next to the bishops. Rooks, you might call them, or they're called castles, will sit right next to them. And the other side's pretty much the same, and I'll just tell you that, well, you got to keep out of that pesky checkmate. It's a bad thing to do. If you get in that pesky checkmate or stalemate, the game doesn't really end that fun. You're kind of sad for a few minutes because you lost. It's just kind of like that. And the pawns just go up on the other side, and you got to make sure the king and the queen are on the right colors, or else it's kind of not right. Is that all right? Yeah, I think so. So you need to be prepared to play chess. It doesn't just take average skills. You got to be prepared in everything. So what you have to have, I brought here, is something to drink. You might be wondering, why do you need something to drink in chess? Because let's say you're sitting there and you have to grab a drink. Can you take a drink? Your opponent's thinking, why is he taking a drink in the middle of our chess game? And then they might be thinking, wait a moment. That means he's not even worried about our chess game. He thinks he's already going to win. So it kind of distracts him already. So they are worried about that. The next thing that you need, I brought him here, is a pair of sunglasses. You might be wondering, why do you need sunglasses to play chess? And to play chess, you wear sunglasses. So they can't see where you're looking on the board. You might be looking at any piece, but they have no clue. So it's kind of like poker. They cannot see your eyes, and they cannot see your expression. So you can't see anything in the board where you're looking. It's far necessary in chess. I'm kind of guilty never using them. And now, because we have all these things up, you got to have the most necessary movement. How each piece moves. The pawns now, they'll move either 1 or 2 in the beginning. Only 2 in the beginning. So they can move 1 or 2. The rooks can move over, backwards, and all the way diagonals. And that's how they will move. The knights move in a weird L shape. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The bishops move only diagonally on their color. Make sure you get that. Because sometimes they'll mess up and put it on a different color. And then the game's really weird because they have 2 black bishops. And it kind of gets confusing. They only move diagonally on their colors. The kings, they'll move in the whole 9 square around them is what I call it, the 3 by 3, and that's about it. Kind of useless. the queens will move all the way over, kind of like a rook, all the way around, kind of like a rook still, and they'll move in a whole diagonal too, kind of like a bishop. So they're very, very useful, but I just never get to use them. So now that I've taught you that, I'm going to teach you some moves to win and some tactics. First off, the most necessary tactic. I just hate it when people do this, but they do the 4-step, which I'll teach you later. But they'll do a pawn charge. I like to think of it as stalling. You just run up there with all your pawns and just kill them off. It's just, why? You're just losing all your nice necessary pieces like Stalin inside of World War II. So if you want to use that kind of tactic, I'll consider you a World War II famous person. That wasn't really famous in a good way. And the next one's the 4-step checkmate, which I'll teach you here. So what you do is you look for the side that the king's on the enemy side, and you see it's on this side. So you have to move to this pawn. You've got to kill that pawn. So you move this piece right here out, right about here, and then you move this piece right here. Will move this bishop then here to protect it. He might be playing some other things, he or she, I can't really say genders. They don't move anywhere else, and then you can move, slightly go up, take this piece from them, and they can't move, they're in checkmate. They cannot move, they cannot take it, but there's a way to keep out of that. Let's just say you have all your pieces set up like so, and they're doing some other things, getting ready to take you out. The one way, people don't do this as often because nobody ever talks about the way to get out of the 4-step checkmate that much, but you can grab the knight, set them there, and when they move the queen and try to put you in checkmate, it's not a checkmate. You can go and take the queen. It's a very, very useful tactic that you may use in chess. And I really, really enjoy using that move in chess because it ruins their morale so terribly that they just get sick of playing. There's many ways to play chess. Like there's the way that I've seen people, they'll go playing chess and they'll just get the checkmate. They don't want to do anything else. They just want to get the checkmate. And it's a fun way to play because it's the quickest way to play. I don't play like that. I'm kind of guilty of it. I go and I see how many pieces I have to destroy, and I destroy every single one of their pieces before I get them into the checkmate. It's not a nice way to play, but it is definitely, definitely worth it. Now because time is dwindling down, let's wrap it up here, shall we? Now we've talked about today how to set up the board correctly because people mess it up very often, how to move the pieces and the preparations needed to move and get everything set up, and some of the tactics and some of the tricks and trades of chess. Thank you all for zoning into my speech today, even though it was kind of annoying because it was about chess. But if you ever want to try to play it, you can come to Mr. Hayes' room, Flex 2. Thank you all for listening. Joshua out.